So hello, hi, welcome to another gameplay video of Breathedge. कल हम आए थे हमारे ये डॉकिंग स्टेशन पे। यहाँ का एआई कुछ देख सकते हैं, उसकी आवाज सुन सकते हैं। ये देखो, कल तो और गंदी गंदी आवाजें निकाल रहा था, आज तो फिर भी ठीक है। ये मोशन किस प्रकार का मोशन है? मेरे दिमाग में गंदे ख्याल आ रहे, छोड़ो। तो हमने ये डॉकिंग एरिया क्लियर कर लिया था। अब हमको आगे जाना है, हमको कुछ करना है। क्रिएट एंड इंस्टॉल अ फिल्टर सिस्टम एंड क्रिएट एंड इंस्टॉल द नेविगेटर। ओके, तो हमें निकलना है यहाँ से और हम आगे की जगह जाना है। तो निकलते हैं हम, चलो बाहर आ जाओ। ओई, और हमें जाना है वहाँ या तो वहाँ या तो वहाँ, इन तीनों जगह पे। कहाँ? सबसे पहले यहाँ चलते, ये पास है। स्पीड का कोई अभी पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं है हमारे पास में। अभी सिर्फ हम यूं ही ग्लाइड कर सकते हैं। इस जगह पे चल रहे हैं, क्या है?
What's that up ahead? I'm not mistaken, am I? Is it a fully functioning Breathedge coffin with hands? We've already seen such coffins, but I doubted it until now. An automatic maintenance team. They can patch us up, but nothing more. We can't get them to completely repair the shuttle.
ओके, तो हमें शटल ऐसी
I don't even know what to call them. Coffin bots? They are not our friends.
मार रहे साले साले, तुम्हारी ऐसी की तैसी।
Caution, critical damage.
ओके, कुछ तो हमारा लेवल अप हुआ, लेवल 1।
About to fall apart.
यू आर डेड। ओके, मर भी गए हम। थोड़ा सा और बचा है यार, अब हो जाएगा। आओ, Came to Papa. और मांगू मांगू। ओके, 2-3 बचे हैं शायद, यही मारना होगा, खत्म हो जाएगा उसके बाद।
Looks like this is the debris of the liner's bow. It was the only part that contained unique observation modules with domed glass. How this glass survived the disaster is a mystery to me, but it would be nice to get inside, at least out of curiosity.
मूवमेंट बड़ी स्लो हो गई हमारी। चल तो रहे हैं, अब इसी से लगता है जाना है। मुझे लगा कि वहाँ पे जो कॉफिन एरिया उसको हम लोग उड़ाया ना, तो वो उससे में भी हमें कुछ
I can't believe it. It's a teleporter. If we fly through it at a certain speed, we can get to our station that we left behind.
के तो उसके लिए सर्टेन स्पीड बोल रहे हो ना सर आप? बट वी डोंट हैव अ सर्टेन स्पीड, और मे बी आई डोंट नो दैट इज अ काउंट ऑफ सर्टेन स्पीड।
Okay, probably. We need to go a little slower. The wormhole didn't have enough time to form.
ओके, यहाँ से अगर मैं ऐसे निकला।
Something's wrong. Try flying backwards. Perhaps the teleporter doesn't have enough time to collect enough ionic mass due to the conical shape of the shuttle.
ओके, वहाँ पे भी कॉफिन स्टेशन है। पहले मैं यहाँ चलना चाहूँगा क्योंकि ये हमारा पास एरिया आ गया है। थोड़ा सा स्लो हो गई है हमारी गेम मूवमेंट के नाम पे, क्योंकि अभी हमारे पास थ्रस्टर बूस्टर जो भी चाहिए इस चीज़ को है नहीं हमारे पास। लेकिन ठीक है, मूवमेंट है यार, इसमें भी है, ऐसा नहीं है मूवमेंट नहीं है, बस स्पीड नहीं है।
According to the number, this is one of the domed cooling modules. The extremely low temperatures overboard and the huge volumes of working fluids allowed the modules to maintain almost any temperature in the shell of the cores without unnecessary energy consumption. We could use something like this for the damaged core of Normandy.
ओके, एंट्रेंस कहाँ से है? यहाँ से है क्या?
You can get inside from here. Or rather, you could get inside if you could break all this ice. Dock now.
Okay, now we can dock. नया एरिया देखें यहाँ पे क्या है। वहाँ पे तो वियर्ड एआई अजीब तरीके से आवाजें निकाल रहा
I
था।
have no detailed information about the liner's cooling system in my database, but I'm sure you'll have to find something and break something.
ऑटो सेव कुछ है तो नहीं है?
I wonder if you can call icicles icicles in zero gravity. Technically, they form in a different way, which means they must have another name. Orbicles, for example. Or, expandicles, bursticles, pressuricles. I don't know. I'll allocate one of my processors for generating the name, perhaps.
मतलब ठंडा ठंडा जमने हमने का चक्कर तो नहीं आएगा यहाँ पे भी? कुछ बनाना है क्या?
So it is. These are temporary storage refrigerators. Everyone who was lucky enough to die during the flight on the liner was placed here, and according to my data, there were many of them.
मैग्नेट चाहिए? ये लो ना भैया, मैग्नेट दे देते हैं ना। ये लो मैग्नेट। सॉरी मैं भूल गया था मैग्नेट से होता है। What the hell, कितना बड़ा एरिया है भाई। इतना बड़ा एरिया है। ओए तेरी, ओए तेरी।
Blunt force trauma to the head? Nothing interesting here.
स्टार्टिंग में अगर मैं ध्यान से सुना रहता है तो सब कुछ होता ना, लेकिन नहीं, आपको तो सुनना नहीं है ना सर। ओके, ये कुछ तो है, लेना भैया।
Very interesting. The design of these refrigerators is not that simple. If I had more information, I could make a useful blueprint for Normandy.
पहले ये देखते हैं यहाँ से कहाँ जा सकते हैं हम। ओके, फ्लोटिंग एरिया आ गया ये। खुलता है, खुलता है, जोर से खुलता है। क्या है ये? पहले राइट चलते हैं फिर लेफ्ट चलेंगे। राइट इज ऑलवेज राइट। ये क्या है?
Amazing! I can't imagine how this happened, but by looking at the junction box in his hand, I can make a rough diagram of how to connect the refrigerator.
चलो अब थोड़ा सा ग्लाइडिंग टाइम। लेट्स गो डू सम ग्लाइडिंग। ओके, ये क्या है? उड़ रहा है, ये नहीं चाहिए। क्या टेक आया था? ये टेक आया था क्या? ओके, ले लेते हैं।
Despite the damage, the nitrogen valve control unit in this refrigerator remained intact. Very interesting. Looks like I figured out the general
कूलिंग
concept
सिस्टम
of integrating
कंट्रोलर बना रहे हैं हम, और
systems,
कूलर
even
का
though I don't
ब्लू।
have an engineering chip installed in me. All that's left is to study the cooling system controller and figure out where to get the working fluid. Then we can assemble a cooling unit for Normandy. Simple as pie.
सिंपल एज पाई। तेरे लिए बोलना आसान है, मेरे लिए करना आसान थोड़ी ना है गांडू।
Turn the A02 valve all the way to the right, then the 3 nitrogen reduction valves. Turn the B6 valve to the left at a 30-degree angle. Don't forget to depressurize the valve. Well, or like this. All right, time to check the dome.
ओके, अब हम आगे जा रहे हैं। अभी तक आगे नहीं जा पा रहे थे, पता नहीं। अच्छा हाँ, वो गैस यहाँ से लीक कर रही थी तो हमारी लाइफ भी गई थी, तो हीटिंग यूज़ कर लेते हैं। अब आगे चलते हैं।
The cooling system controller should be here somewhere. We're looking for some sort of a, box? No, probably a computer, or a room, or maybe a data block, or a barrel with a button. I haven't fully studied what it should look like. Wait a second, this mosaic. So that's why your relative's face seemed so familiar to me. A brilliant engineer, one of the creators of the core, and the father of artificial intelligence. It's him! Amazing! Are you sure you're not adopted? The crew was killed shortly before the crash. They didn't even have anything to defend themselves with. According to some sketchy fragments of data, I assume that it might be the office of your grandpa and his team. Did you know that he was supposed to be on board the liner?
Okay, use.
An employee pass is required. I wonder if a handy scrapper will do, or if you'll have to search the bodies. The deceased is on the ship's crew lists. I've checked. I don't know why, though.
Okay.
It's a good thing you only need a pass from a corpse, but not the corpse itself. Apparently, your grandpa was supposed to fly as a crew member and monitor the Corps' activity. I wish I'd had a chance to talk to him.
भाई हमारा एआई हमारे ग्रैंडपा का फैन है। होपफुली कि अब मेरे साथ सार्केज्म वाले ज्यादा जोक्स नहीं चलेंगे ना, समझ गया ना? ऐसा नहीं बुरे लगते हैं, लेकिन कभी कभी ना गुस्सा भी आता है।
Here it is, the cooling system controller. I told you it looked like, this.
इसको भी डिस्ट्रॉय करने वाला चक्कर है क्या? हैं?
Either the controller is broken or we don't have access. In any case, I only need to examine its internals, so I suggest using a handy scrapper. So this is how it works. Enough damage. I've made a blueprint of the cooling unit. You can feel how hot my logic board is. No less than 85 degrees. I found out where to find the working fluid for the cooling unit, but you are unlikely to like it. In any case, we will need a drill and moral depravity.
समझ में नहीं आ रहा। ओके, हो गया।
That
ये
should
लीजिए।
work. When installing it, don't touch the core's shell.
अब इसको इंस्टॉल करते हैं। कहाँ था? यहीं पे है क्या? नहीं, यहाँ पे होगा।
Great, it works. At least now you won't get fried inside of me and smear my lining with your combustion residue.
ओके, तो एक हो गया, दो और बचे हैं। एक्सप्लोर स्पेस आ रहा है, मतलब दो जगह और बची, इस जगह काम हो गया। लेकिन
There's no data on the passengers who lived in such modules, but ordinary people can definitely not afford it. I'm sure there's something interesting under this dome. There might even be a whole spaceship.
ये रहा यार, कहाँ कहाँ घूम रहा हूँ, कहाँ कहाँ खोज रहा हूँ। ओह, गलत बटन, सॉरी सॉरी। क्या क्या अचीवमेंट मिल रहा है यार? एयरलॉक मास्टर, एयरलॉक मास्टर मैं कैसे बन गया यार? टाइटेनियम वगैरह तो उठाना ही नहीं है।
Without a doubt, it's a luxury habitation module.
Without a doubt, it is a luxury habitation module.
Despite his foolish death, this man clearly knew about the weak point in the door's design and tried to open it. I can modify the angle grinder's blueprint a little so that we could continue the dead man's work of destruction and get under the dome.
ये बन के हमारा नेविगेटर। अबे नहीं 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 नहीं, डॉक 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 डॉक। मैंने कहाँ बटन दबा दिया? हाँ, दबाना था। ओके, नेविगेटर भी हमारा हो गया। कहाँ गया? हाँ, ये ना, हाँ, कंप्लीट। व्हाट इज पर्पच?
You've assembled a real... What is that? You read my instructions, didn't you?
इसका प्रिंट निकाला। ओहो, ये क्या है भाई?
It looks like he's from the Green Universe, and apparently he hasn't heard about the dangers of a circular saw blade on an angle grinder. The door is loose. Just kick it out. I was expecting a slightly different result, but this will do as well.
ला तुम्हारा पीछे गिर गया और बगल के दरवाजे खुले। अमेजिंग है।
They tried to open the doors from the inside, but they got badly injured and lost too much blood.
बैग को मार देते हैं, उसको बंद कर देते हैं।
Judging by the signals, the robot has been damaged. Only this is the part of the program remains. Ugly creatures.
सुकून से मारेंगे, चल भाग। ये क्या है? ये तो कोड्स हैं।
The orders to the activists didn't have this information. It's unlikely that they would have agreed to be disposed of, and the binary code in the note raises the question, who was this note intended for?
मार दिया भाई, गायों को मार दिया।
They didn't even spare the cows.
क्या? What?
Let's get back to business, shall we? Careful, active anti-asteroid protection. We could use it, by the way. We need to somehow bypass the protection without breaking it.
कोई बैठा है, कोई बैठा है। सर, आप जिंदा हैं, बोल दो जिंदा है।
A green universe activist. It seems that the most gifted members of the organization were selected for this task, who weren't even able to put on a mask properly.
साले वो मर गया है, तेरे को मास्क की चिंता है। एआई चूतिए।
I'm serious. Stop touching the trees. We have things to do.
तुझे छूने दे यार, बहुत समय हो गया स्पेस में पेड़। I love tree. हमारी वाट लगती रहेगी।
These wires lead to the shuttle, and judging by the markings, they are designed to power light weapons.
ओके, अब वो बाईपास हो जाएंगे।
I've wanted to ask you for a long time about your warm relationship with the chicken, but I won't say anything. By the way, the anti-asteroid protection is deactivated. The shuttle's registration number is hidden. Given that the leaders of the Green Universe were in the habitation modules, there was someone even worse here.
ओके, हम शटल के अंदर जाने बोल रहे हैं।
It can't be. This is the personal shuttle of Frederick Momoni, leader of the Green Universe. And it looks like these are his personal body parts. The communications node was hacked, if I may say so. It could be that Frederick is ill, but it's more like... It looks like someone was simply using the Green Universe activists, and none of the orders came from Mr. Momoni at all.
कुछ है यहाँ पे? टीवी चल रही भाई भाई। ये चाहिए मुझे मेरे शैडल में, ऐसे बैठ के टीवी देखूंगा, वीडियो गेम खेलूं, ब्रेथेज।
And here is the anti-asteroid protection system. We don't even need to hack it, as it has already been done for us.
ओके, ये भी हो गया।
Splendid. Now we only need to find a few rare parts.
न्यू रेयर पार्ट। ग्रैबर चाहिए ना, तो ग्रैबर तो है ना यार हमारे पास। क्या टेंशन ले रहे हो यार ये लोग। कुछ कुछ चीजें मिली तो है यार हमें, अब पता नहीं उससे क्या क्या चीजें करनी। तो फिल्टर हमारा बन जाएगा अब। तो मुझे कुछ चीज देखनी है, पहले मैं वो देख लूं। इक्विपमेंट्स के अंदर, आइटम्स के अंदर में आया है। अंदर नहीं, आइटम्स के अंदर, हाँ ये रहा। फिल्टर सिस्टम, फिल्टरेशन सिस्टम, फिल्टरेशन सिस्टम ये हमने इंस्टॉल कर दिया। फिल्टरेशन सिस्टम अब हमारा बन गया है क्रिएट एंटी। अच्छा, ये बच गया है। मैं चुपचाप से डॉक करता हूँ, मेरी चीजें बनाता हूँ, निकलता हूँ। साला ये लोग को मारने के चक्कर
Wait
में
a
तो
second. This is the liner's bow docking airlock for its crew. If there's at least one shuttle left here, we can try to get the friend or foe system that the diagnostic station mentioned. That is, if we determine what this system looks like.
Get into the airlock.
Great, let's go. I must say, there's quite a lot of security here.
ओके, डॉक कर लिया तो फिर उसके बाद नहीं आता।
Now we definitely need to fly there.
देखते हैं पहले यहाँ क्या कर रहा हूँ। ओ ओ
What's that? A mutant? Ah, nope. It's just a dead fool.
ये क्या है? बट
It seems that shortly before the crash, they decided to hold a protest here, although it's unclear what the liner's crew had to do with cows. In any case, the employees have sealed the module hermetically, and we can't get in there easily now.
Okay, so we broke the door. Okay.
Stop. There's something wrong here. While the activists were waving their signs outside, inside there was a fight between the liner's crew and the coffins. However, almost all of them were killed by some third party.
Third party? ये कैसी बात कर रहे हैं सर आप? Which kind of special equipment you want? Okay, we need a scanner. Special equipment. आ गया ब्लूप्रिंट स्पेशल इक्विपमेंट का टूल्स में जाके। स्पेशल इक्विपमेंट, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक टेप, 3 मेटल। ये कैसा एक स्पेशल इक्विपमेंट हुआ यार? ये स्पेशल इक्विपमेंट हमारा तैयार हो गया। स्पेस है। ओके, चलो आगे वापस। इसको स्पेशल इक्विपमेंट बोल रहा हूँ। एक डंडे में तार लगा हुआ है खाली।
We're in the right module. Judging by the signals, the surviving shuttle of the liner's crew is right ahead, but the voice in the distance is troubling me. What the? This is clearly not an ordinary police robot. The repair robots have done something wrong to it.
Okay, defeat robot. क्या मजाक चल रहा है बे? मेरे पास कुछ है नहीं। ओ, गन ले लेते हैं भैया, जब पड़ेगा तो मार पीट देंगे। स्टॉप खत्म हो दो, रन पे जाने दो।
Reloading. Stay where you are.
क्या हुआ?
The discharger is about to fire. Act of aggression.
तेरी माँ का वाला कुछ
Anti-terrorist mode activated. You've thrown a paper cup at a public officer. You are under arrest. Proceeding with execution. Oh, this is not how it usually works in boss battles.
वेरी बिग बॉस। नाम देखो उसका, वेरी बिग बॉस।
Reloading. This seems to be its weak spot, like any irons or toasters, for example. Reloading. Stay where you are. No power. Backup power activated. These look like backup batteries. We need to break them to disable the police robot.
तो थोड़ा सा देख दाख के भागना पड़ेगा।
You will be killed and then arrested.
अबे मारने के बाद अरेस्ट कैसे करोगे? मेरी डेड बॉडी से क्या उम्र कैद करवाओगे? 3 दिन में सड़ जाएगी। क्या रोबोट है बे? तेरे को रोबोट किसने बनाया?
The press is destroyed, starting maximum performance. But how can it be? I've watched hundreds of movies and video games. It always worked. Attention! Overload! I'm a machine! I'm strong! Overload! Oh, it looks like it broke down. That went exactly according to my plan.
चल मैं बहुत सड़ी के।
It's blocked from the inside.
अब टूट रहा है, उस समय नहीं टूट रहा था। रोबोट घर आने के बाद ही टूटेगा।
We'll break into the liner's system first and see if there's any information there.
ओके, मतलब मुझे वहां से वो निकालना पड़ेगा। यूज, ये क्या है
So,
यूज?
let's start. What we need is... No. Are you kidding me? Is this a joke? Check the box to your left. According to the crew's correspondence, the friend or foe system is just certain license plates on the shuttles. But if the plate is unreadable, the system freezes and doesn't attack the shuttle. So this is the multi-billion-dollar protection system of the liner? The diagnostic station knew about this vulnerability, and it couldn't just tell us to cover our license plate with a piece of paper? I suggest we go back and burn all its circuits. I would be furious now if it weren't for one thing. It turns out this shuttle is fully functional. I just need some time to break into its control system. While I'm busy, you just don't touch anything. Better yet, try assembling a jigsaw puzzle, for example.
जिक्सॉ पजल, असेंबल जिक्सॉ पजल। साले मेरे को बच्चा समझा है कि ग्रैबर चाहिए। ओके, मिल गया हमको। 2 चाहिए थे, वो भी चिप मिल गए।
Right, great. Now just
Okay.
sit here. Hacking the system will require my maximum performance, so I'll have to turn off for a few seconds. Just don't touch or press anything. All right, I'm back. I want to inform you that... What the? Let's get out of here! I left you for only 3 seconds! You were just assembling a jigsaw puzzle. There was nothing dangerous there. But we were so... Never mind. I'd like to comment on this in some way, but I don't even know what to say. We'd better get back to Normandy. I hope that a closed license plate will really help us bypass the security systems. No,
बात
I
सही
can't
है।
help but ask. How? How did you do it? Did you play around with a lighter? Did you pull the wiring? Did you learn how to shoot laser beams out of your eyes? I don't understand how this is possible at all.
I also want to know.
I also don't understand why someone would create a security system that can be easily bypassed by dirty license plates, unless the genius who infected the police robot with HAIV was the chief engineer on the liner. Actually, it would explain a lot. By the way, there's no physical license plate on Normandy, although there is a digital one, which is usually requested at any security check. I think I can replace a couple of characters with asterisks, and let's hope the friend or foe system doesn't care what kind of plate we have on the shuttle.
ये बन गया। अब ये बताओ, ये लगेगा कहाँ? यहाँ पे नहीं, यहाँ पे नहीं, यहाँ पे हो। अच्छा, अब ये और भी अपग्रेड्स होना है।
There's a very weak signal coming from here. I can't make it out exactly, but it seems like a call for all survivors to gather at this point. Apparently the survivor... Sure.
क्या हुआ इसको भाई?
Watch the turrets. It looks like it's one of the space military police modules. Their shuttles were equipped with the best defense systems. If we can't find a working shuttle, we could at least try to remove some of their armor plating and patch up the holes on Normandy.
डॉक कर लिया हमने।
It seems to be the only way to get to the military shuttles. I suggest we turn back and try to find a safer place to loot. Now you face a fine under Clause 867A of the agreement for damaging the spacesuit with slime of an unknown origin. What the? Run! It's definitely the mutant from the capsule. I hope it won't be able to get in there and come after us, but we'd better get out of here. By the way, we found the shuttles. The shuttle is under repair. We need to examine it. These sounds aren't good. Looks like it's the control panel for the jack. Here it is, an armor plate that we can use to close the hole in the core. They haven't fully welded it. You need to tear off the brackets and lower the jack. Great! It remains only to lower the jack. I didn't think that the weight of the plate was more than 900 kilos. Maybe we should take a closer look at it. Judging by the remains of the mutant, the plate is really heavy. Are you sure you can't carry it? I hope it was the only one here. It doesn't look like we can carry it. This is a mechanic from some other game. You don't have any strength at all. It's time to go back. It looks like Normandy is fully prepared for another acceleration. That is, if the friend or foe system works and we are not destroyed on our approach to the accelerating station, of course. This is the liner's debris for sure, but I can't identify it. It's likely that Coffin's unplugged the accelerating station, plug this thing in instead, and try to... I have no idea what they were trying. We just need to plug in the accelerating station. Hidden burglar-proof hinges. Mechanical action isn't possible. Judging by the encoding, there's a high-pressure hydraulic drive system built in here. We won't be able to move the doors apart. The gates are recessed into the floor and have bastion armored floor coverings. All the electronics are protected by double encoding and a hidden duplication system. The estimated average hacking time is 2 million years. At least 6 layers of a 6th class durability alloy. My sensors can't get any deeper than that. And here's its weak spot. Well, compared to the rest of the solid mass of the door, if we try very hard, we can leave quite a decent dent here in a couple of years. Probably. I think now I understand how these gates work. We need to check the central locking valve. Yes, I figured out how to open it. For starters, we need 3 live hamsters, 2 electrical tapes, a bottle, a grenade, about 20 kilograms of metal, wireframe, 2 motors but not too powerful, paint, or rather part of a paint spray can, and some small iron balls, only 200 or 300 of them. Logic. This game is worthless. No, seriously. Why is there a door on a secret and protected object that you could just... Ooh. Forget about the door. I can't believe it. This is an additional small core of the liner unnamed. It's still working. Unbelievable. It seems that this coffin destroyed all the others. I think that it's... No, it can't be. But the signal was lost. How is this even possible? Still, there's no doubt. It's definitely him. It's your grandpa. The coffin with your relative died in a battle with other coffins. I don't understand anything anymore. I know it's not easy, but we need to check him out.
My dear man, if you're reading this now, it means that I didn't succeed. But you noticed my note on the fridge, or on the mirror, or in the corridor, or on the dresser, or on your forehead. Sorry, I tried to leave them everywhere possible. You must stop the flight of the liner, ASAP. I've been working as an engineer at the Scientific Research Institute of Space Development for nearly 58 years. And in the last several years, we have been fulfilling orders for the Breathedge Funerary Agency. I haven't told you much about my work. I'm so sorry. But it's not that important right now. I started to notice that the Breathedge Agency was making odd requests, and I conducted my own investigation. Now I'm sure they're not who they say they are. Breathedge is perhaps the biggest and most dangerous fraud in human history. Please, take this recording and our chicken to Boris Gromov. You do remember my old friend at the investigation department, don't you? Today I'll try to get closer to them. I need hard evidence. I love you, Grandpa. And don't forget to feed the chicken. She is the key.
Breathedge? No, I don't understand. So all of this could have been avoided if you had at least washed your face? I don't know what to say. But it doesn't matter now. The main thing is that your grandpa knew something about the coffins, the disaster, and the company that created me. I'll try to decipher the tape and wait in case you want to bury your relative. Put him over there on the emergency eject platform. I should have recommended that the funeral protocol be followed and that you take the deceased to the shuttle, but with such damage to the coffin, your relative's body would soon simply spill out all over the deck. He didn't deserve this. Now we need to open the airlock and pay our last respects to this great man. He's been caught up in the planet's gravity. How beautiful. Wait a second. What is a neutron bomb? Oh, seems like reading notes isn't your thing. To be honest, I've no idea what fine you might get for destroying a potentially habitable planet, but I'll be melted down into a toaster. I'll definitely be melted down. What a shame. Or maybe... Can we just forget everything? Activating partial defragmentation of the data. Beep, beep, beep. Defragmentation complete. What happened to this planet? It was like this when we got here, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Okay then. I don't have a defragmentation function. It's time for us to get out of here and hope we die before the justice system gets to us. It's her again. Given the circumstances, I'm even more certain that this is another hoax and we shouldn't be distracted by her. Besides, she knows that we blew up the planet. Now we need to focus on activating the accelerating station and getting to the central core to activate the warp acceleration. I suppose that the blue wire leads to the accelerating station because it's written on it. Whatever you did it right. Now you only need to do the same thing to a couple of more places on the wire, and then the small core will be able to power the accelerating station. So, I couldn't decipher the compromising evidence, but I copied its contents so you wouldn't lose them. Now I think it's time for us to sum up everything that happened. Your grandpa was investigating a global conspiracy in Breathedge, but he died, leaving behind a programmed killer robot with compromising evidence. You, how shall I put it? You weren't able to find your grandpa's warnings on the note stuck to your own forehead. You took his dead body directly on board of the liner unnamed, which he clearly didn't want to get on. A few hours later, the liner was attacked by the Green Universe, who was tricked by someone and used for that someone's own purposes. The Green Universe, apparently, goofed up, so the liner crashed into an old station and exploded. Then hundreds of coffins got activated, turning into aggressive robots that killed the survivors. Your grandpa also got activated and wanted to pass the compromising evidence on to someone he knew, but died a second time. Now we have this compromising evidence, and the killer robots clearly know about it. Don't you think we're at risk? Poke the handy scrapper here. Great, there's one more left. You need a handy scrapper here. Wonderful. You powered the accelerating station somehow, but I don't feel like explaining how. It's time for us to get back to Normandy before more coffins arrive. Wait a second. The next autopilot point has the same coordinates that Babe sent you in the last message. So she called Captain Shepard for help too, since he marked her coordinates? This definitely doesn't bode well for us.
ओके, तो कुछ तकनीकी खराबियों की वजह से मेरी आवाज़ रिकॉर्ड नहीं हो पाई, तो उसके लिए मैं क्षमा चाहता हूँ। बाकी आपको स्टोरी मेरे एआई ने समझा दी होगी अभी तक की, और आगे तो हम बढ़ ही रहे हैं, बाकी आप आगे देख लीजिएगा। और बस क्या ही बोले यार, बस अब हो जाती है टेक्निकल इश्यूज, तो उसके लिए सॉरी है। तो बढ़ते हैं आगे।
All right, let's go. I'll try not to reboot. It didn't work. I rebooted anyway. Hate acceleration.
ओके,
We
चैप्टर
seem to have
5 आ गया अब
arrived.
हमारा।
However, I have some good news and some bad news for you. The good news is that you've learned to control the steering wheel very well, and the bad news is that you're no longer in control of Normandy. It looks like an old magnetic acceleration airlock system, and the autopilot has taken over the control for forced docking. I don't know much about magnetic airlocks, but we probably won't be allowed to disengage without remote clearance for departure. Of course, your interlocutor can't be here. It's the debris of an old space station of the Breathedge Funerary Agency. We've been in such a station before. No, one thing still bothers my mind. Like, I can imagine you, but how could Captain Shepard have bought into this babe's messages and routed a course here? This is beyond my understanding. We have arrived.
ओके, तो हमारा चैप्टर 5 अब यहाँ से शुरू होता है। ओके, हम स्पेस मैप और क्या कर सकते हैं, मतलब
As
जा
I said
सकते।
before, the magnetic acceleration airlock system requires departure clearance. We're stuck in here.
तो ओके, तो हमें अभी ब्रेथेज एग्जामिन करना है। तो चैप्टर 5 हमारा शुरू हो गया है, तो यहीं का एपिसोड मैं ख़त्म करता हूँ। अगर आप लोगों को, छोड़ो यार, आज मैं तो बोल भी नहीं सकता कि आप लोग को वीडियो अच्छी लगी कि नहीं। आज की तो वीडियो के साथ थोड़ा सा फक्ड अप हो गया है, फिर भी ठीक है। और गेम प्ले अगर अच्छा लगा हो और एक्सप्रेशन समझ में आ गए हो तो ठीक है यार। बाकी फिर आइएगा नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए गुड बाय।